What do we need? Unity! We need equality in our nation.
My name is Dao Yi, a community activist. First, I appreciate all of you came here under the beautiful sky. We are here to give a message to the community, to the society. We are here to stop the increase hatred plans, not just to Asian community, to all the communities. We are here to stop domestic terrors. Attack one is attack all. Killing 8 people is a definite domestic terrorism. Period. Hate crime. Period. No excuses. We are human beings. We live in this country. We have the rights to live here, work hard, peacefully. We have the rights not to be killed. Today, to represent this community, I announce we have 4 civilian safety patrol teams establishment. They have already started a few weeks ago with the volunteers all over the community. Today, let's give them a time to announce, to get our message to the community, to the city, to the nation. We need to retrieve the public safety from our community.
I came to the United States 17 years ago from South Korea. I was a victim of hate crime without realizing it. I was told to go back to my country. I was told to learn English. I was told not to speak in my own language to my own parents. I now realize that this is not right. It's my right to protect my culture, my language, my identity as a Korean American. Nobody has a right to tell me what I need to do to go back to my country, because now this is my country. This is my home. No one has the right to tell me what to do, because I can be a proud citizen and a person living and blessing in Korea's United States. And it hurts me to see that there are so many people being hurt and being just devastated together, and we have to just realize that we ourselves have to understand what hate crime is. Right now, this is a time that we have to all gather together as one. This is a time that we have to realize that we are one together. And if we don't understand what hate crimes are, if we don't understand that this is something that we need to speak against and fight against, then this does not work. So we have to all work together as one. And it's so meaningful here today that we are here together, gathered as one, to be in unity, to fight for ourselves. We're fight for our community, we're fight for our country, and we're fight for ourselves as one. So thank you to everyone for gathering here today, because this is the beginning, that we have to all gather as one first to make something happen. And we have to fight together. So thank you everyone for joining us, everybody here today as one. Thank you.
I'm here as a father. I'm here as a one Asian. I'm here as a one American citizen, just like every one of us. So there should be no hate. There should be no discrimination from each other, because we all are one human being. The way we say United States of America, it should be as a united for one human. There should be no white, no black, no purple, no brown. So let's focus on the, for unity, and let's focus on the solidarity. Let's eliminate the discrimination, because there's no place for the discrimination. So there should be no whatsoever for the discrimination. Let's increase our solidarity. unity. Let's fight for the right. Let's make it happen. Great thing. As one human being, there should be no differences in the human being.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. I refuse to be intimidated. I refuse to be scapegoated. I refuse to be attacked, and I refuse all of us. We must not accept this kind of system in this way. Yes. We cannot accept it. Yes. Yes. I want to say two things. I think, one, words matter. So when we see things that are racially motivated, racially biased violence, we must call that out for what that is. So when we have violence against Asian people based on their race, that's what we have to call it out. And we can't have county sheriffs saying things like the perpetrator was having a bad day, so he decided to slaughter people. We cannot accept that. Yes.
Yes.
We all have bad days. But we do not go out killing people or hurting anyone. That is not an excuse. And that is definitely not acceptable from the county and authorities. We must hold people accountable for their words. We must call out systemic racism, whether that's against Asians, against Black people, against Native people, Latinx, anyone who's marginalized and who are vulnerable to the violence. We must call out the gender-based violence that happens throughout, and it's always often mixed with the racism. We must call out all these injustices. So I want to say it's really important for us to hold people accountable to their words, and then we know that action matters. Yes.
Yes.
So when we see this, we have to take care of each other. Yes. We have to look out for each other. We have to speak up for one another, and we have to be united. United in a front against all this kind of disgusting violence that's in our world that's too common. Yes.
We get up this afternoon with the feelings of anger, feelings of frustration, yet feelings of compassion for those victims and also to the perpetrators. The history taught us hatred brings death.
Yes.
Yes. And we have to start educating people, and you must start at the family first.
Yes.
Because youngsters are very vulnerable to copy adults. And we as an adult must set good example in the family.
Yes.
Teach our kids hatred is totally unacceptable in human society. A few days ago, 13 years old Korean American kid playing basketball at Bound Court in Flushing was gagged by his fellow friends, throwing basketballs on his head multiple times and tell him to go back to China. And guess what? He's not even Chinese. He was Asian. Because of his Asian, he was victimized. He was scapegoated. Now, I want to present profound solutions to remedy this situation that is educating all in our society, all segments in our society, religious institutions, family, schools, synagogues, temples, and everywhere to educate. Hatred brings death. I was very encouraged and we were encouraged by President Biden that he signed executive orders to protect Asian American community, and I implore that we follow the footsteps. What I mean by we is all the governors, all the elected officials, city mayors, everyone to sign the executive orders in their power to protect not only Asian American community, but fight against hate crimes in our city and in our nation. Thirdly, we need to change this notion that people generalize all Asians are Chinese, all Asians are Christian putting in the same package in the coronavirus bag.
Yes.
That is wrong.
Yes.
That is like calling all whites a Hitler. It is like calling all blacks a Idi Amin.
Yes.
It is calling all Middle Eastern people are Saddam Hussein. All Hispanic is Emmanuel Noriega. No, it is not. We must stop generalization and using such a minority as a scapegoat. And lastly, we must bring our solidarity and our gathering like this more. We must come together to expand our solidarity as a human being,
Yes.
protecting fellow Americans and fellow human beings. Stand up together to fight against hate crimes, and that will bring us together, and that will bring our city together, and that will bring our nation together, and the God and the sun will shine upon all races in the unity,
Yes.
in the spirit of the
Yes.
United States of America. God bless America.
I'm Rabbi Raphael Goldenberg. My mother, the daughter of Jewish German refugees from Nazi Germany. My mother was born in this neighborhood. Her parents, when they came here in the late 1930s, they came to Flushing to escape hatred. They lost almost their entire families to the kind of scapegoating and violence that we are seeing happening here, that is targeting my Asian American Pacific Islander brothers and sisters and families. My heart is broken, and all I can say is that we all have a story and we are all connected in this American story.
Yes.
We are all connected in this American story that unfortunately is rooted in white supremacy, and we all must continue to hold hands with each other.
Yes.
We must continue to hear the echoes of each other's stories in our stories, and know that we must stand in solidarity with each other. That we must open our hearts and love to each other.
Yes.
That hatred against Jews is the same. It comes from the same place as hatred against Asian Americans, hatred against people of color in this country. And so I'm just standing here and pledging my commitment, my ongoing work in solidarity on behalf of my neighbors in love. So may we build this world from love and from compassion.
Yes.
One thing to do is treat ourselves like victims. Take it. Don't do anything. Start wondering, why did the racists beat me? Why is the racist going around shooting people? That is one way. Another way, I don't know if you've seen the video in San Francisco, Chinese old grandmother being beaten by a racist white man. Did any of you see it? She started in self-defense to fight back.
Yes.
She used what she had, her shoe,
Yes.
her umbrella, her book. She used it to hit him back
Yes.
in self-defense. There is another way. In the tradition of Gandhi of nonviolence, in the tradition of King in the civil rights movement,
Yes.
following Black Lives Matter movement, we're taken to the street, we're standing up, we're united with each other. I'm asking all of you, stand up. Next demonstration be on this side. Next demonstration, let's close down Main Street. Let the powers that be realize we're not taking it anymore. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Chinese American sisters and brothers attacking and condemning the attacks on the women who were killed in cold blood. These women could have been our mothers, they could have been our sisters. It is horrendous, horrendous.
We are asking people to stand up.
Yes.
We cannot tolerate any amount of discrimination in any community. Because what happens in one community is a disease that will infect all other communities if we allow it to happen. So we stand here today in unity, saying that discrimination will not be tolerated. But
Yes.
together, we can make the difference. all our neighborhoods. We're not talking about just tolerance. We're talking about acceptance. We're talking about understanding. We have the power and the ability with us right now to make a difference. So stand up with the Asian community. Stand up with all the communities that no amount of discrimination or abuse is going to be tolerated by any of us.
Yes.
Together, our voices are one.
Yes.
Our actions are one.
Yes.
We will make a difference